All right, I'm going to go kind of quick because if there's one thing I can't stand, it's YouTube videos that take way too long to describe something simple. These are the tools you're going to need. It's helpful to have a pry bar. You can use a screwdriver, flathead screwdriver instead, utility knife or just any kind of knife. And then I'm using an impact driver with a 10 millimeter socket on the end. So we have a 2018 4Runner, and it's having a problem where the rear liftgate doesn't latch. It just sits there and yep. So the first step is there's a bolt behind the strap here. You just take a thin screwdriver, pry the piece out there. There's your bolt. Put it like a crowbar or something and try not to scratch the paint. But if you just pull, yeah, they pop off. And so on. And you don't want to do the top edge where it meets the rear window. Then what you want to do is give the whole thing a push toward the window, then it will come right off the lip like that, and then it'll just hang. You want to take your thumb and push down on the little plastic tab until this little bump goes underneath the gray piece here, and same thing on this side. Push down the tab. The next step is to take this metal bracket off. There's 3 bolts for that. And then there's these 2 plastic things, but there's the same thing. If you just pull hard, they pop right off. They're those same kind of like friction tabs, or I don't know, there's probably a technical name for them. So same thing, pull the other one on the bottom, it pops down. The part that you need to get to is behind this plastic seal. And on mine anyway, it has this like kind of rubbery stuff that kind of comes apart if you pull hard. So what I did is just kind of stretch it down and then take a utility knife, and as it stretches, just cut along. And then when you're done, this stuff is sticky enough where you can just like press the 2 halves back together and it stays. So I opened up the whole bottom part just so you can get your hand in and get access to the plastic box, which is the unit that we're replacing. All right, next thing you want to do is unscrew the 3 bolts on the outside. With those bolts unscrewed, you can push these 2 tabs in, and then the whole unit you can push in and access from the other side. On the passenger side of the car, you've got the main cable, and you can kind of feel with your hand that goes through right here. So you push that, you squeeze that tab, push it in that way, and the whole thing should pop off like that. So this is just a rubber gasket that you can push in. You can just feed the whole plug up there. So now the only thing left holding it on is this little cable that is in a clip on the top here. If you pull hard, that plastic end will pop through. So I'm just gonna take my hand like this and pull hard. There, it popped out. There's the little end. So now your whole broken assembly is free. So now you just do the whole process in reverse. I got this replacement unit off Amazon. It was like $70. It's not original equipment, but I mean, the original one I think was a lot more. So if this lasts, a few years, I'll be happy. All right, the first step I'm going to do is put the little plastic piece in here again, because that kind of helped it hang. So there it is with the little plastic tab pushed back in. So I've run the cable down through the hole and then just kind of wiggle really gently until just the outer edge pops through the hole. You don't want to pull too hard, or otherwise the wider back edge of the whole thing will come through as well, and that's too much. There, you just click it in. All right, then you want to take the whole latch unit and get that into place. So I'm going to kind of push that up and around. When you start pushing, you might get to like somewhere like this. What you want to do is make sure that metal on the bottom comes through there. That part's got to come around the bottom edge. And then you kind of just push with your hand in, you know, from the top edge on the plastic where those two tabs are, and you can get those under the lip as well, and it kind of snaps into place. You're ready to push the plastic cover back. And just kind of make sure there's no big gaps. I mean, it should be sealed up ideally, but do what you can. Then what you want to do is put the bracket back. So the next thing you want to do is snap in the wire harnesses. I already did it because it's pretty hard to do one-handed, but you just take the, you know, the ends, push them back in each side. So the whole thing's just hanging here by the wiring harnesses. Then what you want to do is, I just sit on the bumper looking out. Just take it, get it centered on the window, and then push down and back. And it as long as you're up against the window on the edge here, it'll go right in that lip, and then the whole thing just looks like this. It's hanging stuck in the lip. So if it's lined up, you should just be able to push, and you'll feel all those little plastic things go into the hole, and each one of them clicks. So just go around and push on each one. So just push all over until you hear it stop clicking, and if you did a good job, you should get a nice tight line between the plastic and the edge all the way around. Just put the bolt back for the strap. It goes right back in there. All right, last step is put the plastic plug back. That's it. If you've done everything right, close this, latches, opens. Sweet. If this video's been helpful, give us a like and subscribe. Thanks, everybody.